YouTube, what's up? This is Ben from ShouldIGetIt.com, and this is the 2022 Lexus IS500 F Sport Performance. It is a very long name for a car that I wish was just the Lexus ISF, the new version of it, but it's not that. A year ago today, I posted my review of the Lexus IS350 F Sport, and that was such a beautiful, comfortable car. And I thought to myself, man, if you put a V8 in this thing, it is gonna be so fun. It's gonna be the car that I for sure want more than a C63, more than an M3. But unfortunately, I've had to change my perspective on the Lexus IS yet again, even with a 5-liter V8. Now, let's talk about the great stuff as a daily, then we'll talk about the performance, and then we'll talk about the not so fun stuff. And to give you a metaphor, this is essentially like having all the ingredients for a delicious banana bread with chocolate chips, but it's just not mixed right. There's some flair or personality mixing from it. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about usability. One, the V8, 22 miles per gallon. I got cruising from Los Angeles all the way down to San Diego. I've done hundreds of miles in this car, and I'm still averaging around 20 mpg, even with fun-spirited driving in Sport S+. Pretty impressive for a 5-liter V8. Number two, you can fit 4 people comfortably into the IS. It's the same size as previous ISs of this generation, the 350 and also the 4-cylinder version. It's comfortable. The Mark Levinson sound system, necessary upgrade. It's the best sound system I've heard in a car in years, and I drive dozens of cars a year. And you can fit a child seat. You can fit a front-facing child seat, a rear-facing child seat. I'm 5'8". The kid had just enough space in the back, still was kicking my seat, but that's what 4-year-olds do. You have heated and ventilated seats in the front, heated steering wheel, and in terms of trunk space, you have enough trunk space to fit a full-size suitcase. You have a carry-on, you have a duffel bag, you have a backpack, and you can fit a grocery bag. You can see it's stuffed in there, but it fits. And also you get this wonderful looking car. This color is called Gratian Water. It's a beautiful color. I also had it on the Lexus RX SUV that I reviewed. It looks fantastic, but you can also get a car that looks like this for way less money if you went with the IS350 F Sport, let's say, like I drove last year. You can get a very similar look. You cannot get these 19-inch Enkai wheels, which are exclusive for the IS500, but all the same things that you love about the IS are still happening here in the IS500. Now let's talk about the chocolate chip banana bread. Firstly, the chocolate chips, okay? The best part. This 5-liter V8 makes 395 pound-feet of torque and also 472 horsepower. It is a beast of a V8. It's naturally aspirated. It's a very simple V8. It's gonna last hundreds of thousands of miles. It's a Lexus. It's gonna be reliable. And it can sound really good, and the sound is good in the back, but it's just not as powerful, aggressive, and loud as I expected. Take a listen here. And that is because the exhaust piping is actually very thin in the back, especially for a 5-liter V8. And that means if you went with an aftermarket exhaust, it's gonna sound way better. So just know that there's more sound and more performance to get out of this car. So you have the chocolate chips. Then you have the perfect bananas for banana bread, and that is the fact that it's rear-wheel drive, it's got a limited slip diff, and it's got an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters that you can put into full manual mode, and it's also got dampers that are electronically adjustable, so you have basically a comfort eco mode, you have a normal custom mode, and then you have sport and sport plus mode. So the suspension can soften and stiffen, and the car's a little soft for a performance car, but it's great. It's got everything you need. In terms of playfulness, it is not the most playful and the most hooligan inciting sort of car. Let's put it into Sport Plus mode. Let's take a right turn and let's see if we can have a little bit of fun. As you can see, traction control cut in really quickly there, and so you actually can't have fun with oversteer unless you turn off the traction and stability control, and so it really catches you there. But that is Sport S Plus mode, and as you can see, it just kind of throws you off. That might be a good thing. You might be an older guy, you want to daily drive, or gal, you want to daily drive a car that sounds fantastic, that has a V8, that's practical, that's efficient, that's small and easy to park, has radar cruise control, has lane keeping assist, all that good stuff, great sound system, heated seats, blah, blah, blah. But in terms of a performance car, For instance, on the C63 AMG that I reviewed, that was a 2008 model, that car was a bad influence. That made me want to be a hooligan. That was like, you know, one of the characters in Breakfast Club or a 70s movie that smokes cigarettes in high school and gets you to do bad things. That car was just a bad influence. This car again, just makes me want to be classy, and when the road is very open, I'll, you know, take an on-ramp from 30 miles an hour to 65, maybe push it to 70 miles an hour, and I'm going to keep it very PG and just rip this V8 all the way to the 7,300 RPM red line and just kind of let it be at that. When you have an open road and let's say an open corner or intersection, you want to get a little bit of oversteer, this traction control kicks in faster than my nutritionist when I'm trying to eat just a small slice of banana bread when it's not a cheat day. Like literally, imagine grabbing a banana bread, has one chocolate chip in it, you take half a bite, you don't even reach the chocolate chip, someone yells at you, hey, put that down, don't have fun, don't enjoy this, okay? And then the other side of that is you can turn off the traction control, hold the button for 10 seconds, traction control turns off, stability control turns off, but whoa, I want some protection here. I don't want to be going full 360s and sliding out. I just want a little bit of oversteer. And that would be like just binging a handful of banana bread all at the same time, and that's not enjoyable either. So this car is a tease to me. That's what it is. It's got all the right ingredients. It's got the V8, it's got great looks, it's got paddle shifters, it's comfortable, it's got space. If it's a child seat, it's everything I wanted in a car, except it's not as playful as I wanted because the shifts are a little bit slow. It doesn't want to be very playful on the oversteer, and it just doesn't give me that same sensation. Even though, you know, I don't care 0 to 60 times, and I don't care about how many G's you can pull in the corners. I just want the car to feel fun when I drive it. And this feels very fun in a straight line, and it handles well, and the brakes are good, but it just doesn't get me going. It feels like a one-trick pony, to be honest. And I want to hear your thoughts on the car. That's what I have to say. I've spent a week with this IS500 F Sport Performance. I put hundreds of miles on it. I've enjoyed all the miles, but I haven't gotten crazy high miles per gallon. 22 mpg, high miles per gallon. Miles per gallon, not as high as something that gets like 12 to 14 miles per gallon. Leave your comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.